Hellblade today. In all honesty, I have to admit, I did not hear a lot about this game. I don't feel like it got a decent amount of exposure. Like a bunch of other people, like me, you might have seen it advertised on YouTube. Of course, I don't really have cable right now, so I guess I'm not working with the best, opinion on that. But it is Ninja Theory, and I have played 2 other of their games, the Enslaved, Odyssey into the West, and the newer DMC, which, most people hated, but I actually really enjoyed the gameplay. So, I thought that this would be pretty fun. I thought it was also a good investment, because again, Ninja Theory, they do a pretty good job. Look at how nice, look at that rendered face. Looks really, really great. I mean, this is one of those things they, in the adverts, they said they were trying to bring back that, AAA look with like a mid-level cost game. So, if you like what you see, then maybe you should invest too, because honestly, I don't know about you, I don't always feel like I can afford to throw those $60 around. So I've recently been in that position where, you're waiting to gather up some money, or you have to pick or choose what you get on release. So I wanted to be supporting this one. And I really don't know what to expect from this game. There was a little release note on the front that said, when you first started, that said that there's psychosis, and they consulted experts in order to try and get it accurate. So that could get trippy. But because it's Ninja Theory, I also feel like they would have gone in that direction. Anyway, they tend to really like saturated color palettes, and I feel like adding a blur would just, really, really get you there. So I'm gonna start this up. I do not think I'm gonna narrate for too long. I'm gonna stay on probably for the first bits of gameplay when I'm jumping around figuring out how the controls work. But unless I get freaked out or something, unless I feel like my commentary can really add to a level, a new level of entertainment for you, I'm just gonna have this be a quiet playthrough. I'm gonna mute my mic and, we'll go from there. So, I will start a new game. Thanks for anyone who decided to come watching this with me. I'm gonna mute this real quick because I feel like it's gonna start with a cutscene, and I don't personally want any of my background noise or audio over it. So, yeah. Thanks, guys.
Hello. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. Dead. It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? They're watching. Why doesn't she feel you coming? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already dead. Feel you coming. Quiet.
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. That's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there. Why isn't she looking? Why aren't you looking?
You see it too?
You promised you gave me.
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call Hell.
Turn back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe.
Go back, go back, go back, go
It's
back.
not safe.
It's there. They're here.
You see
Look around and you'll see them. The drowned, the sick, the slain. Here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here. This is not a place of rest.
You can't do this. Go back. Go back. They're going to do that to you. Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you. They're watching. Stop. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. They're watching her. You're so close to the darkness. Go back. Can you feel it?
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it, turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
They can feel you.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's fear runs far, far deeper. What is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us.
There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
All right, interesting. Very interesting. You guys can go ahead and keep judging me right now. Let's see. because I have to do this. The reason I was looking at the water the whole time was because of that. So we are all good now. Yeah, that's better. Alright. So it seems pretty creepy so far. We'll see how the rest of this goes.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the River of Knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim. Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there.
Use your eyes.
They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the River of Knives that flows from the dark world.
Hungers for it. Like a pack of wolves on a hunt. But she's not stopping. Not this time.
Can you see it?
The land of mist and fog.
He's in there.
The old fool was right.
You see him?
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's lost. He's lost.
Where are you? I hear you.
He's there. You know it.
There's no doubt about
He's
it.
lost.
The source of the darkness is in Helheim,
They're called.
and the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? Why doesn't she turn back? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already dead. Yes, in Helheim. His soul is
The bridge to Helheim.
where else she needs to see.
I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That part wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it. Let's see, shall we?
Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
That's the way.
This isn't right.
You have to turn back. Are you scared?
You should be scared.
You know where you are? Where am I?
What's she waiting for? Why did she do that?
She shouldn't have done it.
She can't go back now. No, this is it. The hidden path. It's going to hurt you.
It's dangerous.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them.
Don't listen.
I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way.
Don't listen.
I never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you?
It's just a memory. Truth? Is that you?
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. A liar.
He's lost.
An old fool. Truth is my truth.
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
To guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
The runes seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
You have
I
to
can
take
see
a
one.
closer look to see.
Hold it in your mind's eye.
She needs to focus
Find
now.
one like
She
it
needs
to
use
open the
her
gate.
eyes. Find it. You'll never find it. Give up now. It's a secret. See it. It's easy to
gate is open. Go through the gate.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe. It worked.
I spent 6 years enslaved in hell. But I watched the Northmen. Learnt their ways.
I know you did.
You listened when everyone else laughed. My people paid a heavy price. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
Another voice joins us. She once tried to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are always here. I guess it's the same with heights. You can stand on the edge, pretend it's going to be okay. But you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just wish things away.
If you fall, you will die.
The world of the dead is ruled by the giantess, Hela, daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on her mother's side and yet much worse on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela can resurrect the dead. To Hela, your Dillion was sacrificed, and with her you must bargain.
Stay back. Look at it. You have to open it.
The gate to Helheim divides the living from the dead. Is that the face of Hela herself? The half-rotten goddess that rules over Helheim. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find him. Shh. Someone's here. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist anymore. Just give him back.
You're going to die together.
A vision of what's to come. Poor Senua. The darkness does not bargain, does not reason. It is wrought, and now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her. All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
I see, we're playing a very high-stakes game right now. Great.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. That is what Dillian taught her. With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon it will take her soul. But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow, whatever the cost.
He's not right.
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the gods that guard it. The god of fire, Surt, and the god of illusion, Valravn. Spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
To Dillian.
To her soul. It won't open.
Why can't she? She needs to challenge the gods.
She has to fight two gods first.
Two gods?
Two gates.
Which will she choose first?
One of them will kill her, I know it.
She's going to die.
Surt, the fire giant, has answered.
Be very careful, son.
He comes from a land older than mankind. And the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him, Senua, and spill his blood.
She found the wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds. An outcast, was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world. Like her, who spoke of his own darkness. The Northman.
Senua, we each walk these lands gazing towards different horizons, some of us further than others. Your father cannot see what you see, but there is nothing wrong with seeing the world the way you do.
Make it.
Oh boy, this is going to be something else. Well, I think that I'm going to have to leave it there for now. It has been really cool so far. It's definitely different than anything I've ever played. I've got to say that this black rot thing is making me real nervous. I am going to have to start playing more and getting better, I think, before anything can really happen. I have a feeling that I will at some point fail enough times in order to get this all the way up to her head. I don't know how many times that will take, but I mean, I'm confident that I could probably do it. So I won't broadcast anymore for now. I'm going to try and work at this game and get a little bit better before I do it again. But if, you know, anyone ducks in to watch it and wants me to do it sooner than rather than later, you know, just leave me a comment or whatever. I know that a lot of you guys are, you know, still at work and everything, and you know, I've just decided I would broadcast this one because I didn't know how good of a coverage it was getting. So, you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you guys all have a wonderful day. It's quite beautiful here, so hopefully it is on your end too. And yeah, thanks again for coming in.